The hard stuff is the good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, the hard stuff is the good stuff. And that's hard to remember sometimes, that that's the stuff that makes you better, because when you're going through it, it's hard. But that's what makes you better. In comedy, there's a million examples of this. I can't tell you how many examples can bring up of awful shows, and I'll bring up one in a second. But usually it's the stuff that we really hate. That's the stuff that, honestly, it makes you better, because you learn from it. You learn little defensive tactics. You learn how to handle situations like that in the future. And man, I remember with comedy, with comedy you have to deal with like bar shows, you have to deal with pop-up shows where people are eating dinner, and you show up and you say, "Hey guys, it's time for a comedy show." And they say, "I'm trying to eat my Alfredo." It's insane. Have you ever tried to do a show in front of people eating soup or ramen? It doesn't hit. You can't slurp and laugh at the same time. It's not really, those things don't go together, but we try to do it. Smoke shops, weed is legal in New York. God bless it. Nothing against it, but doing shows in front of people who are high, it can be difficult when your reaction time is about 2 to 3 seconds slower than it should be. It's like trying to dunk when you're 80. It's like trying to windmill dunk. You're like, I used to be able to do that. You can't do it anymore. It's hard. People's reaction times are slower. You learn from that, but all these things teach you little things in little ways you don't even know. And of course, everyone wants to do whatever. The Beacon Theater, Madison Square Garden, whatever you want to do. It's fun, but like that's not going to teach you. And typically, I don't know. I feel like some of the funnest memories I have are from really awful shows or situations. Man, this was pre-2020, pre-pandemic. And I remember we set up a show it was in a hotel. It was in a really nice hotel. Why do we do it? Because they could pay us, and we weren't getting paid for anything at the time. So we set a show up for, I think it was November 15th, 2018, in Fort Lee, New Jersey. And I remember the name of it's an apartment building, actually. I'm not going to say the name of the apartment building, but I remember it. Let's just say it was very modern. And we set the show up, and they were going to pay us. We had a budget. We were hyped. It was me and my friend Rishi. And fast forward to the day of the show in November. I don't know if anyone here remembers November 15th, 2018, but there was a snowstorm in New York. Here's the thing. They didn't want to reschedule. And we, having no other options, said, all right, we'll do the show. So we go. Most of the comedians canceled because we couldn't go anywhere. But I kind of felt a fiduciary duty to do it because I helped set it up with Rishi. And we had the PA system. He had the PA system in his car. He was coming from Jersey. I was coming from Manhattan. And everyone canceled except me, Rishi, and my friend Michelle Francoeur. And I was taking the train up, and we were going to transfer at the GW Bridge, at the George Washington Bridge. And it was snowing so hard, they shut everything down. There was no traffic going across the bridge. So I meet Michelle up there, and I'm like, Michelle, what are we going to do? And we're like, we just got to walk across the bridge. And it was a snowstorm. I don't know how else to put it. So we're walking across the bridge, and of course everything's whatever. We're late, you know. It's taking forever, and there's just snow in our face. It was cold. The GW Bridge. We get across, we get up to the building, and we're up there at the building, and we get in, and we're like, we check in with the lady. We're like, oh, we're sorry, you know, it just took some time. As you can see, there's a snowstorm, you know, it's crazy. And she looks at us and she just goes, you're late. So that's the tone, that's the energy we were dealing with right away. Just to give you a sense. It's her coming in and going, you're late. Yeah, lady, there's a snowstorm outside. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you see the kids who are making snowmen, but we're late. And not only that, is she's like, you guys got to start right now. And we're like, look, lady, there's no PA system, there's no mic. Our friend is still coming with all that stuff in his car. She's like, it doesn't matter. The people want a show. She says, the people want a show. So me and Michelle, we have a little game plan, you know. We don't let adversity take a hold of us. We got the Mamba mentality. And we come up with a game plan. And the game plan is, we're doing a show without a microphone. So we just have to talk loudly. And it's in their like rec room. And the show didn't go well. It went very badly. It wasn't much of a show. After about 20, 25 minutes, you know, we were doing everything. We were doing improvising, we were doing clown, we tried jokes, and it was a lot of people with puzzled looks. And we said no kids, but there were kids there because it's a comedy show. And then we said, okay, I think that's it. The people were very nice. But again, snowstorm, no mic, no PA system, no talent other than us, if you want to call us talent. I do. And the one nice thing they did is they had food. So they said, you can come and eat food with us. So it was really interesting to eat food with the people you just were bombing in front of, if you want to even call it a show. And then we're leaving, and the lady goes, you know, we can't really pay you for that, but we'll get you a cab back across the bridge, because they were able to clear some of the snow. So they got us an Uber back across the bridge. And I'll tell you what, at the time that really hurt. It really stung to not get paid when they wouldn't reschedule. But I think about it now, one of the funniest things I feel like happened show-wise, and I don't know, it's like, I think it's a good metaphor for life, is like the hard stuff, it is the good stuff. You're only gonna learn from the hard stuff that makes you work. If something feels hard, that's a good, you're in a good spot. That's what we call growth. Keep going, have fun with it. Even if it's hard, you can have fun with it. You know, I still do too many of these types of shows. Thankfully not like that, but I still do too many of these types of shows. But just always pick one thing you want to work on and work on that. Always pinpoint it and go, hey, this is such a weird setup for anything. I have to play a show, or I have to do something in a different situation. But, you know, taking things away and having to work with restrictions, it also creates creativity. So it may unlock something you've never seen before. So I say all that to say, the hard stuff is the good stuff. Don't forget it.